Hey everybody, it's Keith with Bob CNC. Welcome to Shop Talk, and as always, I'm sitting next to my best friend Bob.
And I'm sitting next to my best friend Keith.
And I have been told, I was just recently told,
Recently.
within a few days,
Yeah.
that if you ever listen to a Shop Talk, you need to fast forward.
The first 5 minutes.
But yeah, because
Yeah.
otherwise we're wasting time
Yeah.
making fun of each other.
Because
So let's get right to it,
it's
Bob.
hard for you to focus. Okay, we're just going to wait for 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay. No,
All right.
We're talking about clamping.
Yeah, projects.
Yes,
Clamping
to
your
what?
Projects. Well, you need to clamp them to the spoil board.
Okay.
There's
We have a
different-
nice clamp system.
Yeah, there's different ways to do that. We put some clamps in there that you can cut through, and obviously they're simple enough you could just make your own since you have a CNC machine. But other people actually use double-sided tape, some plastic nails. You've used those before,
Yes.
right? But if
Those are expensive.
they
They are not simple, cost effective.
yeah, they're I bet they would be, because
Yeah.
it's a specialty. Right?
Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, yeah.
One of the issues that we have when we're cutting, we have 5 foot by 5 foot sheets of plywood that we cut. There's always a bow, and the way that we handle it, because we don't have the fancy vacuum tables, is we always put the bow down so that the edges or the corner of the plywood is up,
Yes.
and then we push it down, and therefore your surface is flat, right? And I'm not talking much. I'm talking maybe a 1/16 or inch or so, maybe an eighth. From the center to the outer 5 foot by 5 foot.
Yes.
However, if you can't do that, like if you're dealing with a piece of wood that only one side is got the grain and stuff that you want, and it has a bow in it, what can happen is if you clamp all the way around the side, and when that bit hits in the middle, it's got enough force that it can kind of flatten out, and then maybe if you pause there for a little bit, it springs back a little bit.
So you don't get a uniform depth.
So your pocket cuts especially will have grooves in them because the wood is actually moving around.
Springy.
Yeah, springy. And then on top of that is
Very technical.
if you're using an up cut, it's going to try to pull that wood up, right? Or if you're using a down cut, it's going to try to push it down. So you have all of these forces going on. So it's something that with experience most folks figure out. You can shim it. You can plane it and flip it over if you can get away with that, right?
You knew I was going to go there.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I know you like to plane your stuff first.
It's really nice to have something that is flat and solid to your
Spoil board,
board. Yeah. And I personally, I wouldn't. I mean, I don't understand why you'd want to use cupped wood or warped wood.
Well, I give you an example. We got some customers out there that are making the signs out of barnwood, and barnwood's not straight at all. But you don't want to plane it because then you lose the
Rough cut.
yeah,
The
aged,
color.
yeah. So for that, you clamp it down, and then you notice that it's bowed. And this doesn't happen with small piece because wood has some strength, but for larger pieces, you can actually you can push and you can feel it move and stuff. So
Well, thank you. I mean, now I understand why, and I feel bad
why?
for making fun of people using barnwood or I just feel bad now.
Well, you should feel bad. A lot of people that I know use they'll go get the pallets and tear them apart.
Yes.
And make signs and stuff. There's one person that was making wedding signs out of pallet wood.
That was you.
Well, I did for my son's wedding, but I'm
Yes.
talking about a customer that was doing that.
Okay.
But yeah, so when you clamp something, you're going to want to make sure that it is stable. Now, I mean, we've seen sometimes where also the wood can move around this way. That's just a matter of not clamping it down tight enough, right? Or maybe your bit is too deep. You're taking too much of one pass and you're not clamping it enough. So
If you're not getting uniform finish,
yes,
a uniform cut,
yeah,
then what you need to be aware of is that possibility of a little springiness in the wood.
right.
And what can you,
or just not clamped.
or not
Right.
clamped well enough.
right?
It is an easy answer to say, make sure you have uniformly planed wood.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for an aged look, you know, like you're talking about barn wood?
Honestly, other than MDF, I mean, most wood does cup and flat. I mean, you know, it looks flat, so you don't see it. But I would say that if you went to your dining room table and took a long straight edge, you would find that it wasn't very flat at all. And it would be the same for most wood. I mean, just the nature of the grain and stuff, it is hard to maintain flatness, right? So it's something that, like I said, on a small, 6 inches wide, it's probably not going to be too much. Although if you're using barn wood, it could cup
Yeah.
a lot. But that's one of the things that we see, and some of the things that we hear about from customers. If you have other suggestions on how to
what you do
work
to deal
with
with it.
the work, we'd be glad to hear about that, and maybe we could make another video. Maybe there's some better ideas out there.
Well, then it would help us,
Yeah,
because I work with a warped guy all
oh
the time.
gosh, I knew you were gonna get. I
No,
could
you
see
didn't.
the
You
wheels
did
turning.
not. Well, yeah, you could that, because
Yeah.
those wheels don't turn that much.
Well, they slow. That's
Well, anyway, guys, if
Yeah,
you
one
have
wheel.
anything you can help us with, please send a Another thing, send a suggestion. Another thing is we are looking for suggestions. If you have specific questions, if you run into some problems and you want to make it part of the discussion, we'd really love to hear from you. You can get a hold of us at the help desk at bobcnc.com.
Yeah. Hey, till next time. You
All right,
did.
next time. See you guys.